What's good, everybody? What's good? It's your boy, Cardinal Bud Crawford, or E.S. Red, if that's what you want to call me. And we are back for another one. Alright, y'all, we got a new topic. Terence Crawford Errol Spence Jr., PBC, Showtime, Fox, bidding war. Alright, y'all, so new news dropping today. Errol Spence Jr., Terence Bud Crawford. The negotiations are back, y'all. They're back. Like they ever went anywhere, you know. Everybody's reporting that this fight is close. It's close. Some people saying November 19th. Some people saying, November 26th. Something is off. Some people saying Keith Thurman is next. But the latest news is that PBC, Showtime, and Fox Sports, they're in heavy negotiations. They're having a bid off or a bidding war for where they're going to host the fight. Now, how true is this? You know, we just got to go off what we heard, what's being reported at the moment, and hope for the best, because that's all we can hope for right now. I'm definitely hoping that, you know, all this could have been solved just by Terence Crawford signing the contract like 4 months ago. It could have been solved a week ago. It could have been solved yesterday. It could be solved tomorrow. And it could be solved by Terence Crawford just signing the original contract that everybody keeps saying is imaginary, that we're making that up. But if you're making it up, everybody wouldn't be reporting on it. You know, Terence Crawford wouldn't have came out and said, well, they're lowballing me. His team wouldn't be saying what they're saying. You know, everybody involved has an opinion on what's going on. Now, who's right? Only the people in the room with these fighters know what's right, and the execs at PBC, Showtime, and Fox Sports, they know exactly what's going on. But we as the fans, we can only report what is being reported on. Now, what does this mean? Is a bidding war a good thing, a bad thing? Who's going to actually end up with this fight? You know, I do find it strange that they're saying the bidding war is between Fox and Showtime, but PBC is basically under both of those banners, so why would they be bidding against each other? I really don't know. I thought they worked together on behalf of PBC, but obviously not. I don't understand how Fox would even... I didn't know Fox was in the pay-per-view business, so it would be crazy if Fox ends up with the pay-per-view, because you would think that Showtime would end up with it and then be syndicating it on Showtime the following week to get that TV money off of it. But hey, to each his, I don't know. To each his own. I guess those two entities, they compete when it's necessary. They work together when it's necessary on behalf of PBC. Now, it's funny that we haven't heard anything from ESPN. What's going on with ESPN? You know, you would think if they're having a bidding war and they want just for anybody to come up with a good purse bid for the fight, that ESPN would definitely be throwing their hat in there. But perhaps since they fool around so much with Bob Arum, that they don't, you know, maybe on behalf of Bob Arum, they don't want to get involved because of the shenanigans him and Terence Crawford have going on. But, you know, I would think that they would at least put a purse bid in if that's what they were looking for. You know, who has more money in ESPN in the sports world? You know, I know Fox is making a big net splash and a new name for themselves. Showtime Sports pretty much killed HBO. So, you know, hey, why not? You know, if ESPN can come up with the money and they can come up with the venue, you know, why not let them host the fight? I know that there would be some conflict on Errol Spence's part. Then you have the possibility of them trying to front or headline Terence Crawford over Errol Spence Jr., who is the unified champion of the world, welterweight champion of the world, has the majority of the belts. Terence Crawford holds 1, Errol Spence holds 3. So you would have the problem of them trying to probably promote Bud more than they would be promoting Errol Spence Jr. So I don't think Errol Spence would take too kindly to ESPN hosting the fight. Would he allow them to be involved? I don't know. And I've said this before, that the reason the fight didn't happen while he was still on Top Rank was it really had nothing to do with Bob Earl or the money. It had everything to do with the television rights, the TV rights. You were going to have ESPN muddying things up for Showtime and Fox Sports in the negotiating room if they were to have, if they were still representing Terence Crawford. It would have been 3 television companies trying to grab holds of the TV rights to that fight. Instead of just 2 right now, and fortunately for PBC, the 2 that they're dealing with at the moment are both on their side. So it's a win-win situation, but I don't understand how after, we've been going through this since like March or April, somewhere around that time. After all those months, 4, 5, 6 months, y'all still couldn't put the fight together, and you're just now getting to where you could put the fight, which was, originally one of my reasons for why it probably wouldn't happen in 2022 was the fact of the money, what was going on in the world. A lot of people losing a lot of money, a lot of these companies are just, drowning in debt at the moment because there was nothing really to put on. ESPN, that they run solely off of sports, off of sports actually happening. When you don't have sports happening, and same thing for Fox Sports, Showtime Sports, when there's no sports actually happening, how do you make money? So a lot of these companies was just bleeding money, and now it's at the point to where I don't think they wanna front a lot of money unless they know 100% sure I'm getting my money back. And Terence Crawford, great fighter, good fighter, champion fighter. He does what he does on pay-per-view, does what he does when it comes to venues, but these people want guarantees. Errol Spence Jr. on his side does a guarantee. And you would think, well, okay, you got these 2 superstars. If you put them together, you're guaranteed to get some type of money back. But are you guaranteed to get all your money back is the question. So if you was to put up, paying these guys, 20 plus a piece or 30 a piece, and you're talking about $60-70 million just for the fighters, how do you recruit money? So because you got to be talking about hundreds of millions of dollars at that point to make your money back. So on the back end, pay-per-view and all that crap, how do you get your money back, especially if the majority of people stream the fight? Now, I know a lot of people are disappointed in boxing at the moment, and we as fans don't always get what we want. And there's a lot of people streaming stuff, and I'm not against it. I'm just like, do we get this fight or don't we get this fight? And is it based off what the fans are doing with the streaming sites? Is that what's keeping it from happening? Because I don't see any other way that you make your money back, without pay-per-view sales, without venue sales. And if the majority of people are streaming this fight, we might not get it because they can't make their money back, and they might go with a smaller fight like the Thurman fight because they don't have to put up as much upfront money to actually make that fight. You could probably get away with paying Thurman $5 million, give Errol Spence his 15 to 20 million, and everybody's happy in the situation. Fight gets made, and we have to put the Terence Crawford Errol Spence Jr. fight off until 2023, which I've been saying for a long time, which it might be better off, man, that they just put it off until 2023 and allow all things to settle in the world, allow both of these fighters to generate more fan base, build themselves back up from the crisis that happened in the world, and people just tuning stuff out. I hope we get this, man. I definitely do hope we get this. I think I'm gonna end it there for now. Y'all check out this view, man. Down here on the waterfront, chillaxing, man, getting it in for the day. And we are Manny.
Who's that? Fresh on the scene. It's your boy Raw Steam and the team.